Hi everyone, I want to share with you today how I make this off shoulder bursty, my own pattern of cutting off shoulder. All of us here knows how to cut an off shoulder bursty. So if you want or if you like, you can use my pattern to cut your own, but if you don't want, you can use your own pattern because I am not forcing anybody here to make use of my pattern. Okay, if you know what is good for you, you do it. If you know how to cut your own, you go ahead and do it. If you're interested, just keep watching. I know the reason why I say this. Now you can see that I'm not drafting on the pattern paper. I have gone ahead to fold my fabric and place my tape on the upper part, removing 5 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and get my shoulder to bust. You can see that I deducted 5 inches. Shoulder to my under bust, I'm just going to mark. Shoulder to the waist, I'll mark. Remove some inches. You can see the way I placed my tape. I deducted 5 inches, then placing that 5 inches on the upper edge of this fabric and begin to get my shoulder to waist, then plus 2 inches allowance. Note that this off shoulder is going to be padding. Okay, so you have to put your extra allowance 2 inches or 2.5 inches, because after padding it is going to come up, so that your half length is not going to be shorting. Now I'm just going to go ahead and connect all the lines using my free hand like so. I'll connect all the lines, making sure that it looks visible for you to see the lines. Like what I was saying, if you know how to get your off shoulder, you can go ahead and do that. This is just an off shoulder busty, which every one of us knows how to get. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mark my nipple to nipple divide by 2. I'll mark starting from the shoulder, the chest line, the upper part to the full length. That is the full length I'm talking about, is the half length from the chest line down to the waist. I'll rule the lines like this. Now I'm just trying to use my chalk to label my bust, my under bust, my waist, and the allowance, the length. Now coming to the under bust, at the side part I mark 2 inches, then on this center front part I mark 1.5 inches. You can mark 1.5 on the side part and mark ½ inch on the center front part, depending how you want it, but I just wanted my cup to be a little bit deep and curved. That is why I marked 2 inches and 1.5 inches. Okay, now just use my French curve, connecting it to me to the bust line like this. Now after that, I'll mark what I have on this side. At the down part, I'll just mark 1.5. The place I mark 2 inches on the down part, I mark 1.5. Then on this side that I mark 1.5, on the down part I mark 1.2 inches. I just reduce the dart leg a little bit on the down part. Now I'm just going to go ahead using my free hand, connecting it to me to the under bust dart leg like this. Now on the chest line, I'm just going to remove 1 inch at the both side. This is for our bust tightening. After marking 1 inch on the both side, I'm just use my French curve like this, connecting it from this chest line down to the bust point like so. I'll connect the two bolts to the bust point like this. You can see that the cup of our busty is now having shape. At this point, guys, if you love what we do here, don't forget to like our video and don't forget to share this video so that every other person will learn from this. Now next is to input my body measurement. I'm just going to go ahead and put my bust measurement divide by 4, Then I'm just going to go ahead and mark my allowance. Then I'll bring back the dart intake I took on the chest line and mark. Now on the under bust, I'll just, whatever I have on the chest line, I'll bring it down to the bust area like so and mark. I'll do the same thing on the under bust and on the waist area. Note that if you're shaping your off shoulder busty, what you are going to be removing 1.5 or 2 inches allowance at the both side of your chest line, so that the upper part is going to be tight. So whatever measurement you put on your chest line, if it is your bust measurement, while shaping that your blouse or your top, you remove 1.5 at the both side of your chest line while shaping it, deduct 1.5 or 2 inches. Then if you get it right, it's going to give you a good fitting. If you don't get it right, it will still be loose on the chest line. Go ahead and shape it again. So that is what I have. After that, I connected all the lines like this. Now from this place, I measured my bust measurement. Then from there I came down to mark my armhole area. Remember, I deducted 5 inch from this, so the remaining is what I have. The length of my armhole measurement is 8 inches, so I marked 8 inches. I just connected it like this. Okay, after putting my measurement, I connected the armhole curve like so. So I'm just outlining the lines for you to see it clearly. You can see how it's looking. Our front is ready now, is to cut it out. So if you're marking your armhole curve on your chest line, you can use your shoulder measurement divided by 2. 8. You mark, then add allowance, then measure down your armhole length and curve it out. You can use it all, but if you have not used it before, you just go ahead and use whatever you have. Make sure you notch your bust point line. You can see me notching it. So we are done with the front. Let's head over to the back pattern. So I know that this is not going to be confusing you because I'm not using a pattern drafting or this one. Now coming to the back, I deducted 7 inches. You can see that I placed my 7 on the beginning of this fabric. Then I'll just go ahead and get my bust point, shoulder to the waist. I removed under bust. I wanted to mark it, but I just removed under bust because I am now uh, um I love under bust a lot. So I don't do anything without underbust unless I'm making a free gown. So I just get my bust, my waist, and the full length of the back. Remember, I removed 7 inches from the back. I wanted the back to be a little bit down. I'm just going to go ahead and rule the lines, rule the bust, the waist, and the 2 inches allowance. Though I'm still going to trim this back allowance because it's much. Next is just to input my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. From the chest line, I'll take it down to the blouse length. So I'm just going to be making a simple dart line here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mark 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. When I was marking, I forgot to add my zipper allowance. You can see what just went here right now. I totally forgot my zipper allowance. That is what I just mark here. Thank God I have enough allowance for the fabric. So after getting my zipper allowance, I went ahead to mark my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. Then I'll take it down like this and connect the lines up. Don't forget to add your zipper allowance, guys. Okay, now coming to the waist, I am just going to be removing half inch at the both side of the waistline, like so, connecting the dart leg down, taking it up to the bust point, the bust line. So the back is just going to have a simple dart or intake. You can see I'm making use of my free hand, nothing like a pattern drafting for this one. You can see the way I just measured my chest line measurement there, then taking it down to get the length of my armhole. Remember, I deducted 7 inches at the back, so it's only 1 inch that is going to be remaining for the depth of my armhole. I just curve it out like this, outlining all the lines. Then on the waist, I took out half inch and connect the lines slightly like so for my zip tightening. I am not making this for illustration sake. I'm making this clothes for myself and not for my client. Even if for my clients I'll still do the same thing, but this is the clothes that I'm putting on. That is what I'm cutting, and I'm just wanted to share with you guys how I achieve this type of off shoulders. There's so many ways in achieving your off shoulder bursty, but if you find this one helpful, in fact it's going to be helpful for you. Okay, now next is just input on my body measurement, divide by 4 plus same allowance. Now go ahead and put back your dart intake on the waist measurement. Put your dart intake, take it up to the chest line, put your bust measurements, your seam allowance, everything, you know the way we do. Then coming to the center front of the back, I came down with 1 inch. I just connect it to me to the armhole area like this. I just wanted the neckline for the back to just be a little deep. You can see what I just have. So if your eyes is doing you zigzag while cutting pattern drafting, while drafting, I know that your eyes is not going to do you zigzag on this fabric cutting, because I know that you are familiar with this, and I know that you learn something in doing this. Make sure you draft your off shoulder bursty very well. Okay, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and don't forget to share. If you have any question, drop it on the comment section. Okay, on our next tutorial I will be showing us how to pad, though I have a tutorial here on how to pad your off shoulder bursty. I will showing us how I pad my own, and this is what we have here, guys, looking so beautiful. Don't forget to put enough allowance, so okay, don't forget to put enough allowance so that you not go short of allowance. And I have my back here. You can see that the center front neck is deep, little bit deep. So this is it, and we are done. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you on the next tutorial. Until then, bye for now.